Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're doing magnificently today. This is Amber with Amber Crafting. Welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today, I've got a very fun project. What you are seeing here are 3 planners that I have made over. I was in the midst of doing my clearing process. I came across a few planners that I haven't used for whatever reason, and I thought, that would look amazing in a different color. This planner, it's a pocket rings. It was beige. I did leave it beige on the inside because I thought it made a beautiful pop of color. And I colored it on the outside using alcohol markers. So this is, it's like a neutral brown with a very dark brown edging. I did the same colors on the inside, and I made some inserts. This I think will be my commonplace book. I've really been enjoying the pocket size, and I wanted to have a little bit more space to write some notes, but also have the flexibility of taking note pages out. So there is the first one. After I did this project, I just had so much fun. Coloring is really peaceful. I found I could do it while I was watching something or chatting with my family, and I was like, I want to color something else. So enter these 2 planners. Well, I started with this one. This is an A6 rings, and it still had the cardboard around the rings mechanism, and you can see there's the plastic piece. I have not used this. And I'm just kind of embarrassed. I was just keeping this in my stash because I really liked the design of it. I did want to use it, and I just hadn't gotten around to it. And I have this for a couple of years. I got it as a like a mystery box, and originally it was like a metallic gold. And I took again alcohol markers to color this in. I had gotten some inspiration from a sticker set that I had. So this is the sticker set, and it's by Planners Anonymous. So you see there's like these beautiful pinks and purples and burgundies, and this was like a book, the book kit. So I wanted to have a planner that kind of matched this color theme. So this is what I came up with, and I think it's pretty good. Then after this was all dry, we got the inside, and it kind of reminds me of a Barbie theme as well. I just saw the Barbie movie. I liked it. I did this, and then I looked at this sticker kit again, and I was like, there's like a lot of greens here. A green, with the succulents, I was like, a green planner would also be beautiful. And I only have one green B6, and somehow, since green is one of the colors that I really like, I was surprised I didn't have a green planner. So I took the alcohol markers again, and I was like, let's do a green planner. This is another, originally it was metallic. This was a metallic silver. So that's why these kind of have a little bit more sheen to them, because the base was metallic. So I did this one in green, and I love the way this looks. Since it's the green, and I did 2 colors. I did a base of like a light green, and then on top I did a darker green. And since this is so textured, it gives it almost like an alligator skin look, which I think is so beautiful. The color is not even at all, but it kind of gives it this organic feel. And again, beautiful. I cannot believe that I colored it. I took my time coloring it, and I just knew that it would come out really pretty, but I was just not prepared for actually how pretty this would look. So I think that these are 2 beautiful colors for fall. The pocket commonplace type of planner, also beautiful for fall. This was the only one that I have set up so far. I would like to make inserts for these two, and maybe again using this bookish sticker set as the inspiration for what the inserts would look like. These I think would make beautiful reading planners. They're a smaller size. Again, A6, so just a little larger than the Pocket Plus. So for the Pocket, I created inserts, and these are all kind of like reading/learning inserts, because this is really just going to be an ideas notebook, something that I take around with me. And again, very happy with the way this turned out. I have a bag that looks just like this, and I'm going to take it out for fall because it's like brown leather, so it's a little too dark for summer, but this is going inside that bag and I will be set. So there was my small project explanation. I have 2 more planners that I want to do this with, and I thought that it would be fun to show you the process of how I did them. So we'll just move these aside, and these are the 2 that I have left that I want to make over. This one is a Weeks cover. It's that beautiful metallic, and I have this color in a B6, which I love. I used it last year as part of my DIY planner subscription, and so my idea for this planner is to have something again metallic, just in a darker color, and maybe with some beautiful accents. So again, to give you an idea, this is how the texture and the color is. And so since it's metallic, when you cover over it with the alcohol markers, some of the metallic does come through, so that your planner ends up looking a little bit more metallic. And with the pebbled leather, I think it's just such a beautiful effect. So I expect this will come out with this, very rich color like these did. And then with the pink, this is exactly the same design as this one was. This one was beige. So this is pink. It's like a baby pink, very soft, very cool. And this is an old planner. I had taken it out earlier this summer. I'm using it for my everyday planner. Love how it's working out for me. So I just wanted to update the color a little bit. And what I think I want to do with this is have it be more of a neutral pink, with maybe some neutral accents. So that is my idea with that. And so without further ado, let's get started with, I guess, some prep and materials. If you wanted to do this, the type of markers that I used were, again, alcohol markers. So I have this set. I've had this for a couple of years. It's by Cali Art, which is one of those more budget-friendly markers. And I'm not a professional artist. I bought these mainly to use with stamping and stamping with archival inks. So they work for my purposes beautifully. And in using my supplies, I thought that they would be perfect for coloring on planners because they are permanent. If you don't have alcohol markers, another thing that you could use are Sharpies. So I have some Sharpies here. These I picked up recently. They were the skin tone Sharpies, and I think that if you're looking for a neutral planner and you're starting with like a light colored base, those would be a great option. So you could get like the neutral pinks, like this is kind of the color that I'm going for. And um, if you wanted to go the extra mile and do some illustration on the planner, which I think I may come back and do, you can use the fine point Sharpies. And I used these fine point Sharpies specifically to add the detail on the embossed brand name. So this was a print pression, and though you know it is like it's embossed and you can see it. I thought that having the Sharpie in that, I did this with the dark brown. So in with the dark brown, I thought it made it pop more, and I really like the way that it looks. So that's what I used that for, just the fine point of the Sharpie. And that's it. So without further ado, let's get started. I think that what we'll need is, so in addition to your markers, planners that you are working on, maybe get some napkins or paper towels in case you make any mistakes that you want to rub out, and something to protect your surface. All right, so I've got my glass desktop to protect my work area, and I have a piece of this is marker paper, and basically I'm just going to use this to swatch the colors for what I'm thinking about doing with this planner, and then we'll pick about 3 to 4 colors to work from. Usually I go from light to dark, and I'm using these markers. These are skin tone markers by Cali Art, and I'm gonna go with some of the pinks, and I think the peaches as well, and we'll see what will work. So my process for swatching is that I'll swatch on the paper, usually with alcohol markers. The cap does show you a color, but in my experience it's always slightly different than what will lay down. So you can see that's quite different. It's in the same family, but this leads me to think that it's going to be a lighter color, and this is not. So I'd say this is kind of like a mauve. I'm going to go with the lighter colors first, and I'm swatching with the broad tip. So this is more like a peach. I'm not inclined to that color. This looks like a light pink. It's laying down a little bit as a light pink. I will hold on to that one. We have this one. It's kind of like another peachy tone. Oh, that's very peach. I like that one as well. And then we've got this, which is a pink. I like this one. And I think that this was the very dark one, which I might use for the piping. This one I think was that very light peach. It's a little bit more peach, whereas this one I think is more pink. So I like the pink one more. And then this one I liked as well. This was kind of an orangey one. I think I like the pink more than that orange. So will this pink be enough to cover over this pink binder? Maybe. Then I left this one for last. This is like an orange, but it's coming like very red. So the next step would be to disassemble this planner and then do a swatch test like on the inside of the cover. So I think I'll do the swatch test like inside here. So let's try this one. This was that pink. and it only barely shows up. So that's what I was concerned about. So we've got this one, which shows up a little bit more. But you know, it is very subtle, but I like it. I think we're gonna do it. And then the broad tip, I think I'll do it with the skinny tip, just to see what the transition would look like. And this is actually not as dark as it was looking in the swatch. So I think these three colors are perfect. Let's do it. Let's do it. Then I'm going to get a brown marker for this. So we use the Sharpie. Now I think what I'll do is go with the pink first. Once you've got your materials and your colors picked out, you're ready to go. I go in with one coat, and then after waiting it to dry a little bit, I go in with the second coat. Drying times for alcohol markers are pretty quick, and after I did this coat of the pink, I didn't like how light it was, so I do end up going in with a slightly darker color. I'm back, and it's actually a few days later. Here is the result. So you'll remember that this was pink on the inside, and I wanted to make it a more neutral pink. I had done this, and I did about 2 coats of this color, and it was a neutral pink, but not quite the color I was envisioning. And then after some experimentation, I went to this. This is like a deep orangey color, and I really loved it, so I wanted to do that deep orangey color on the inside. And I went with kind of a more burnt orange cover on the outside. So it is a very unique look, I think. It is neutral, and I did brown around the edging, so again it looks so much different than how it looked before. I used my fine point Sharpie to kind of highlight the embossed print pression logo, and I always love how that looks. A couple of other things have happened, and that is that I have truly leaned into altering a lot of these folios that were in my stash and that I wasn't using. So at the beginning of this video, I showed you these 3. So this was my first ever one. It's brown. I've been carrying this around. And I think, you know, since it is the first one, it's not as like perfectly coated as this one is looking, but I really like how it gives it that aged leather look, and for the inserts that I have, it really works. And I've been enjoying carrying this around. The other 2 were the metallic, so I did the metallic pink and the metallic green. I'll move this up a little bit more because I'll be adding a few more folios to this mix. And then over the weekend, as I looked through my stash again, I found some hobo covers where I had used the print pression weeks, but not the hobo weeks, and the print pression weeks was perfect. The hobo weeks, I feel like it was too small, or like not really my size, and so I had accumulated a couple of these weeks covers, and I hadn't used weeks in a couple of years, so these were also kind of like languishing on my shelf. This was originally a light gray. I didn't cover the band for this, so this was the color, like a very light gray. I made it a deeper gray and edged the the binding with a dark gray, so it's a little bit more bold. And I love how this looks. And I think I may try this size again. Not in a week's format, but just something size-wise, like something smaller like this, because this is a very portable format, I think. The next one is this one. Now this was yellow, and it was like a light buttercream yellow. I did it in a deeper tone, so it's kind of like a mustard, and then like a darker yellow heading towards orange as an accent on these two pockets. And like, I love how this graphical interplay of colors looks. And I have a bag that is exactly this color, so again, something that I can pair now with the bag and, you know, hopefully use it maybe heading into fall. This one was purple. It was a very light purple, and I kept the purple on the inside, so this was the original color, and I just went with a deeper lavender on the interior and the exterior, and edged around it with a deeper purple. And again, you know, very different look for the same beloved cover, and that's something that I may play around with. I don't usually use, well, I'm wearing purple today, so how appropriate, but purple's not a color that I wear often, but seeing, you know, just a different play on the purple would make me gravitate to it more. And then lastly, and this one is my favorite one, just because it looks so like luxe. And this was, again, it was starting out with that metallic base, and it has like this pebbled leather grain, plus it's metallic. So when you color on this type of canvas with your alcohol markers, that metallic sheen is always going to shine through, and that's what I was really enjoying when I did these two covers. So this one, it was started off as a metallic blue, a metallic light blue, and I colored this with a deep burgundy, so you get that deep burgundy red look, and I did the edging with pure black. So again, you know, very inexpensive way to get a new planner if there's planners that you have lying around that you're not using. And these covers I was not using, so I'm really excited to breathe new life into them. One other note that I'll add is that I've noticed that when I use the alcohol markers to color on these covers, it changes the feel of the leather a little bit. Not in a bad way, but it kind of, I think it absorbs and it makes the leather a little stiffer. So these covers, they were very soft. They were still, you know, have some structure to them, but coloring it with the alcohol markers makes it a little more sturdy. For me, I think that's a great thing, just to lend a little bit more structure to the planner. You know, there were no like adverse effects to the leather that I have seen with this process. So again, I'm going into 2024, you know, I don't want to like buy any more planner supplies. I really want to take a fresh eye on things that I have. And one of my mom's mottos used to be, use it up, wear it out, make it over, or do without. And I'm definitely in my makeover period. So stay tuned. This is not the last that you'll see of updated planners from me. You know, the coloring activity is such a peaceful thing for me. I love doing it. I have, I think, a few other folios that I can take a fresh coat of ink to, and particularly with the weeks, I'm going to experiment with some new layouts and new sizes for myself, going into, you know, a new phase of my DIY planner subscription process. So these are all projects that I'm really, really looking forward to, and I hope that I can inspire others to do the same. Thank you for spending some time with me today, and I hope that you're all doing well, and I will see you again soon. Bye.